Hey guys, so here, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm telling you all the books that I want to read in February. There are a total of 8 books that I want to read, which is absolutely crazy. But some of them are actually pretty small, so I'm confident that I'll be able to get them done in one sitting or just a day. I think I could achieve this if I just sit down and actually read this month. I'm not going to tell you how many books I read last month because that is a different video. So instead of talking about that video, let's get into this one. The first book I obviously don't have because it doesn't come out yet. It's A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. I don't 100% really know what this book is about. I just know it's in the point of view of Nesta and Cassian and possibly Asriel. We don't know that for a fact, I don't think. So I'm really excited for that because I'm one of those people that I was angry at Nesta's character, but after learning her situation and learning what she went through, I'm starting to understand why she's the way she is, if that makes more sense. Because of all the past events of her best friend being murdered and her, being put in a cauldron and going through bodily changes and turning into the creatures that she hated. So she's just been through so much and I'm excited to learn more about her. I really ship her and Cassian, and I've seen so many speculations on her being with Cassian or her being with Eris, and it's just, I'm getting so hyped up for this book because I've seen so many theories as to what's gonna happen, so I'm just ready to have it in my hands and read it. And it's a thick book too, so this is going to take me a while to read. I should be getting it I think on February 12th, so I'm going to try my best to read as much as I can, and that is currently in 10 days, so I will probably start a small book. I'm still currently reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone, but I read 100 pages last night, so hopefully I'll get this done, a small book done, and then A Court of Silver Flames will be at my doorstep so I can read it. The next book I want to read is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I've had this book for a while, as you guys know, and I just want to read it. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. And the 4th book is coming out and everyone is so excited about it. I've seen Instagram posts, Twitter posts, and it's I want to be in that excitement with them. So in order to do that, I need to, read the book. This book is a murder mystery that I've been wanting to get into for a while. A student named Stevie Bell goes to this academy where there was a kidnapping and a murder years and years ago, and as she gets here, she wants to prove herself as in being acceptable in the academy, so she takes it upon herself to try to solve this murder / kidnapping. So I think that's all I pretty much know about this book. As long as it's a murder mystery, I love those, as you guys know, so I'm really excited about this book, and I just really want to read it and continue on with the series, even though I still don't have the 2nd book, but that's okay. Because if I do finish this, I'll order the 2nd book and read it eventually. The next book I want to read is Fright Night by Marina Stoffels, I think it is. So as you guys saw in my last video, I got this at a shopping trip to Barnes & Noble. It's about a girl who is trying to get close to this guy in their friend group, and she thinks up this idea of having a Fright Night in order to get closer to him. But obviously Fright Night doesn't go as planned, and a lot of things are happening and people are getting hurt and just a lot of things are going unplanned. I'm really excited to read this book. This is one of the really small books I was planning on reading. I think it only has 180 pages in it. 196. So this book has 196 pages in it. I'll probably read this soon. I've been really excited to read it for a while, so I, want to read it. My goal is to start reading something immediately after this because these kinds of books and me being at college by myself kind of freak me out because I'm by myself. So hopefully this book doesn't freak me out too much and that I'll be able to continue on through going through a giant city by myself. The next book I want to read is Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. I have seen so many good reviews about this book by booktubers and Instagrammers and Twitterers. I know that's not what we're supposed to call them, that's what I'm just gonna call them for now. I also think that this cover is really attractive in a way. This, it has a simplistic look to it, but it doesn't at the same time. It looks really light right here and because of my lighting, so sorry about that, but I'm just been wanting to get to this for a while even though I just bought it. This book revolves around a girl I think named Mina, and she goes to this academy that all these girls are super proper, they know absolutely everything, they're perfect, they're beautiful, but there's something behind all of it, and when she starts to notice something different about what's happening with the institution, academy, she starts to investigate the academy more and starts to learn the secrets as to why they're all being trained like this. I honestly don't know too much about this book, but I just know that a lot of the booktubers that I watch really liked it, so I'm hoping to get to this soon. The next book I want to read is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Karen and all of her murder mysteries, even though I've technically only read one, but I own, I think, almost all of them. In this world, there's a group of cousins that are sent to their grandmother's house in order for their parents to get back into her good graces. But while they're there, their main goal is to figure out why they were cast out to begin with. Why were their parents thrown out by their grandmother? That is the biggest goal for them in this book. But as they're like searching through like the big mansions and like her estate, they start to realize that like things are probably darker in their family than like they might have known about, and they might actually be learning more stuff about their parents than they really wanted to. I'm really excited to read this book. I've been wanting to read it ever since like she announced it. Like I tried to buy it right away, but I didn't realize that it was not out yet, so I've been excited ever since that it was announced. The next book I want to read is The Beautiful by Renee Audier. This book revolves around a girl named Celine, and she lives in New Orleans. And currently in New Orleans there is a series of murders happening, and she figured out that she's the next one. So while she figured this out, she's trying to look for help as to figure out who is murdering these people, so maybe she can stop person before like they come for her. I honestly don't know a lot about this because I thought this was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which apparently it's not. Really don't know much about this, but I would like to read it. I've heard so many good things about it, especially from the Explosion crew with Christine, Kat, and Jesse. I know that they like this book, so I really want to get to it. The next book I want to read is Restore Me by Tahara Mafi. Sorry, the lighting's really bad with this because it's like, you know, a white book. And it's a continuation of the Shatter Me series. It was originally a trilogy, and then she wrote more books for it. And here are one of the more books. This is the fourth book. I've been holding this off for a very long time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to read it because I read all of like the first half of the series my sophomore year of high school, then I stopped. And I don't really remember much, so I was really intimidated when she came out with like 3 or 4 more books, and I decided that I'm finally just gonna stop being so worried about it, and I'm just gonna read it. So I don't really know much about this, like I don't know anything about it. So I'm ready to get back into this world. I'm hoping that I like it. I didn't buy the rest of the series in case I don't like it, but if I do like it, obviously I'll be getting the rest of the series. The last book that I want to read this month is Finding My Voice by Marie Myung-Ok. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So as I was going through Barnes & Noble, I was looking at more contemporary books because I realized I'm like, I need to read something that's not high fantasy or fantasy, and I need to diverse myself in the book world or like just literature in general. So this is a really small book, and that's not specifically why I picked it out. I originally picked it out because the cover is beautiful, and then I read the description and then I really wanted to read it. So this book is about a girl named Ellen, and she struggles through a lot of racism at her school. She is the only Asian American family in their entire town, and she struggles with students making fun of her and her family, and she obviously like isn't doing well in school because of it. And she actually ends up falling in love with a high school like quarterback, and she finds out that he likes her back. So I think the main goal of this book is to like have her realize and like go through all like the racism that's happening with her and like try to find a way out of it. I don't really know much more about this book besides she's trying her best to not care about all the people that are hating on her and her family. It's just weird. My description's weird because I'm used to describing fantasy things, not contemporary things. Fantasy things. I'm sorry if I'm doing a really bad job at describing this, but this is the first contemporary I've picked up in a very long time. I think the last contemporary I picked up was Again But Better by Christine Riccio, but I'm not sure. Alright guys, these are all the books that I want to read in February, plus A Court of Silver Flames, obviously by Sarah J Maas. I think this is a total of what, 9 books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a total of 8 books that I want to read this month. Hopefully I can get around to at least half of them. I want to get to at least half. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below what books you're planning on reading in February, and if like there are any of these books, maybe that'd be fun. I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to read A Court of Silver Flames, so if you are, comment them down below and like any theories that you have, and we can like talk about our theories. So I'm excited about that. Like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. I'll see you next time guys. Bye!